Hi, and good morning, everyone. It's Joe Krongold with Sunrise Realty Advisors. I am a licensed real estate salesperson here in Albany, New York. I'm very excited today that we have with us Amanda St. George. Amanda is with Sunmark Federal Credit Union. I brought her in today so we could learn more about what Amanda has done, who she is, and really how she's able to help all of her clients going through the mortgage process. So, welcome, Amanda.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we are thrilled to have you here. Amanda, really just want to start off by asking you, what really got you involved in choosing to get involved in the mortgage industry?
Certainly. Well, I moved to this area from Vermont about 5 years ago. I started through some community events, meeting up with people over at Sunmark Federal Credit Union, and I honestly couldn't have found a better place to work. It's a great culture, great people. They're super community focused.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was an easy transition into originating there. And I love helping people. I love making that daunting, scary, expensive task of buying your first home or buying your 8th or 18th home, easy, streamlined, and possibly, if at all possible, a little fun.
Fun, really?
Yeah, why not?
It's a fun process.
It can be.
There you go. It's all about the relationships that we create along the way, and we're going to get you there. So my first question is, how important is it in today's market that a buyer, whether they're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned buyer that's been buying and selling through different markets, but how important is it today in this market that the buyer gets pre-approved?
Absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. It's no secret that the market around here is a quick moving market. In the Northeast, you can only see the grass for a couple months out of the year, so there's a lot of buyers out there. So knowing not only where you stand and being comfortable with your financing options, and also knowing that you have knowing that you have plans in place and an idea of what you're really getting yourself into lets you go in confidently, lets the realtor make a confident offer on your behalf, and lets the seller know that you're serious.
And I have to ask you, are you walking your clients through that process, letting them know? Because a lot of times, as they say, champagne taste, beer wage, or whatever the case may be, is that a lot of times people's eyes are bigger than their wallets, and you want to keep that in check?
Well, both sides of that. A lot of people just simply don't know what they can afford, what they'd be comfortable with. So whether it's starting from the very get-go, let's start with a budget and figure out what kind of monthly payment you'd be comfortable with, regardless of the qualification piece. If we want to go down that road and make sure that we're in a good place for you to really purchase your first home, let's do it. And then you have people as well that, want to buy that $1 million house on Sagandaga, and, I'm there to answer that phone call as well, of course.
Fantastic. Well, we hear a lot about the pre-qualification process. The buyer needs to get pre-approved. Can you just walk us through the difference between pre-qualified and pre-approved?
Certainly. So a pre-qualification is more of an estimate as to what you'd be pre-approved for. A pre-qualification is really just looking at some numbers on paper and saying, they got this much income coming in, they got this much debt going out, can they afford a mortgage? It's really just a box that you have to check. A pre-approval is really more what I like to do for my clients, and what that does is it runs through everything. It may involve looking at your tax returns, it may involve running your credit, so that when you walk into that house, you know for sure, unless something happens, gosh forbid, tornado rolls through Schenectady for the first time ever, that you're going to close on that house.
Got it. So there are specific documents that one should have available when they're sitting down with you, or be made aware of. What documents? You mentioned having some tax returns.
Yeah, so when you get pre-qualified, I just have to ask general questions about who you are, where you live, where you want to live, where you work, and the income you make. For some people, it's a very easy question to answer. I work for New York State and I make such and such a salary a year. Some people are self-employed. Some people have income coming from multiple sources, other rental properties, things like that. In those cases, we do review past tax documentation.
So we have tax documents. What other documents can you think of that when you're getting pre-approved that you should be prepared to have and present to you when they're sitting down with you?
So as much with pre-approval as when you go into the mortgage process, we're going to grab some of the supporting documentation for that income that we discussed during your pre-approval. So like we said, tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, and last but not least, bank statements show that you have the funds, if any, that we need to get you closed.
Got it. That's great. My question then would be, the first-time home buyer, what challenges do you see them facing today?
There's so much information out there. Google is available to everybody on their phone. So a lot of times first-time buyers just don't know what questions to ask. The number of people that sit with me and go, I need 20% down. You don't. We do 0 down, we do 3% down, things like that. So really, I think getting yourself educated and talking to someone that can kind of specialize to your specific situation, so important.
And getting it done early?
Certainly, yeah. You want to walk in there confident. You want to feel ready to go when you go to see that house of your dreams. Because like I said, they're not lasting too long. Exactly,
I understand. Well, these are some great tips, guys. And I hope everyone takes away at least one good idea from this process here. To get to know you personally,
Yeah.
I have to ask you, we hear a lot about being grateful and thankful and full of gratitude. What's one thing that you're very grateful for these days?
I have a outstanding support system. I cannot be more proud of the people that I've gotten to surround myself with, whether it's people like Joe, who I work with, people at home. I have a couple of rescue dogs that are the loves of my life, and just having so many people around me that support me and want me to be successful, even if it is just to bring home kibble, I'll take it.
That's fantastic. And for our audience out there this morning, got to ask, can we get your phone number, your
Certainly.
email address? How can someone get back in touch with you? Because I'm sure they're going to have a lot of other questions.
Yeah, I'd love to answer any questions that you have. My phone number over at Sunmark is area code 518-730-9141. Once again, that's 730-9141. And my email is astgeorge@sunmarkfcu.org.
That's great. Guys, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda.